Hi, so let me start by clarifying this right up front. I buy a lot of books, like a lot. I support indie authors. I shout out debuts on varying platforms. I've bought beautiful self-pub hardcovers that cost more than my weekly shop, and hyped up authors that the mainstream will probably never touch. This video isn't about them. This is about the ones I won't support. And not because your book has typos or the cover made in Canva, no. I'm talking about the authors who make their entire whole thing feel like a hostage situation. The ones where I can't even look at your profiles without wondering how long before the next meltdown. So if you're sitting there thinking, oh no, this is about me, let me help you out. Yes, it is. Hi. Okay, number one, your social media is just a political ragebait 24/7 manifesto. I don't care what side you're on, I really don't, but if your timeline is nothing but hot takes, this you posts, and quote tweet pile-ons, I'm not sticking around long enough to find your book link. I come to see what you're writing, not get emotionally assassinated by whatever third personality type at 3 AM during a news cycle. Talk about your books, talk about the characters. Hell, tell me you spilt coffee on your manuscript. Just stop yelling into the void like it's gonna hug you back. Because really, most of those end up screenshotted by other people and wind up on some very dodgy places on the internet you don't want to be on. Let's be real. I know that one firsthand. Number two, you have a full-blown existential crisis over a 3-star review. It said, this was fun. I liked the world. It's a little slow in the middle, and you acted like someone deep, I don't know, drop-kicked your cat. You went on TikTok, Twitter, sobbed, changed your name to something dramatic with a wilted rose emoji, and posted a 16-slide Instagram story about how this community is so toxic. It was 3 stars. It was positive. If your entire self-worth is hinged on Goodreads average, you're not ready for publishing, you're ready for a nap, therapy, or both. Because I know I am. Number 3. You subtweet like it's a career path. Someone offers a little feedback, and you don't respond. Instead, you post, people really hate to see neurodivergent success. Then you wait. You wait for your mutuals to write, OMG, who do I need to fight? And suddenly it's a pity party in your quote tweets. I've been on Discords, I've seen the screenshots, this is not a power move you think, it's giving mean girls with dopamine and a diploma in manipulation. Number 4. You talk about yourself in the third person and I genuinely find it creepy. Author Jane Doe is thrilled to announce her gothic fantasy debut. You're Jane. You're tweeting from your own phone. We know it's you. You're not Beyonce. You don't need a press release every time someone sneezes. It doesn't make you look professional. It makes you look like a sentient LinkedIn post. Just say, I wrote a book. You're allowed. Let's be real. Number 5. You write like a walking psychological textbook and not in a good way. I have a background in psych, and I'm telling you, every single post reads like a narcissistic projection 101. You say boundaries when you mean control. You mean self-care when, well, you say self-care when you mean validation fishing. And every time someone doesn't love your work, it's suddenly ableist hate or some ism. You talk about healing, but all I see is a performance. Your trauma doesn't excuse treating people like disposable side characters in your own story where you're the main character. Deal with it, grow up, get off the internet. Simple. Number 6. You backstab other writers, then preach community. Don't act like you're the glue holding the indie world together when I've seen you mocking other people's book launches in private servers. You say uplift others, but you're screen capping your peers and laughing behind their backs. It's wild how many inclusive, safe space writing is to everyone folks turn into pure venom when someone else hits a bestseller list first. We see you, we see the jealousy. It's not healthy, Susan. Number 7. You didn't write a novel, you wrote a therapy session. There's nothing wrong with writing from your own life. But if the villain is clearly your ex, the love interest is clearly the dream version of yourself, and the plot is basically revenge fantasy featuring wine and snarky one-liners, that's not fiction. That's a catharsis journal with chapter breaks. If you're not ready to make a space between you and your story, don't sell it like it's a novel. And be honest about what it's about, rather than saying it all ended up in your head. Let's be real. Final thoughts. Your book might be great. You might actually be a talented writer. But I'll never know because you made it impossible to care. You turned authorship into a performance art contest, community into cliques, and marketing into emotional hostage situation. I support indie authors. I am your target audience. But if being in your orbit feels like surviving a one-woman Shakespearean therapy session with hashtags, I'm not buying. And if that made you mad, you're probably screen capping everything and, going down the route. Oh, wow, you must be nice to punch down from privilege. Go ahead, but don't forget to tag me. I could use the engagement. I need to pay my bills. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this sardonic little black hole and void. If you enjoyed this video and want to catch more from the existential void that is my life and content creation, feel free to like, subscribe, and if you want to support this channel, check out Patreon, channel memberships, and Substack. All members on YouTube get an ad-free version of my videos, and all members get a lot of perks, as well as early access and exclusive content. So tell me what you think in the comments below.